What's up, guys? It's Original Dobo here, and we're doing another video for the Motorola Xoom. Today we're going to be looking at the very first build of CM10 for the Motorola Xoom, and that review is going to begin right now. So Steady Hawkin, who has been in the Xoom scene for quite a while, posted this build on his Google Plus page. It is a official build of CM10, and they're just testing it out. So we're going to take a look at it. Some things to note: the boot animation still has the CM9. I'm sure that'll change over time, but you get to see the new SID logo. Pretty cool. Love the boot animation. Probably one of the nicest boot animations in any ROM that I've seen in a very long time. So here we go. Yeah. So we saw Team EOS's iteration of the Jelly Bean, and this is now CM10. Picking right off where they left off. You can see we have weather on the lock screen, which is neat because you can see, if we focus in here, yeah, so that's cool. I like that. It's handy. And oh, there we go. So yeah, here we go. So everything is functional and working again. This time I decided to myself, I'm like, let's flash the wing ray on the Stingray and see what happens. And so far it works great because I have no intention of ever giving Verizon any more money for it. So you've got your camera, which is working great. And you can slide over to your photos and toss them up and, delete whatever you want. So pretty good stuff there. Nothing different from EOS's ROM. But let's touch real quick. So we saw EOS, and I went a little in depth on the things it does and doesn't do. Things I like, and you guys will be able to notice right off the bat, is scrolls unbelievably fast. It seems a lot more fluid than Team EOS. Not to discredit them, because they're a great team. They do fantastic work. But I think CyanogenMod, when it comes to smoothness, has really got it down pat. I mean, everything from the app drawer, is just phenomenal. Everything is fast. Just as it is on my GNX, it is on here. So let's look at the notifications. So this is your notification drawer. You get your battery percentage when you lift up. When it's down, it's down. When it's up, you can see a percentage. This is your notifications. You can see that, it's just like anything else. And if I grab my Nexus, whoop, sorry about the funky camera, guys. It's really just the same. It's basically the same. But let's test the notifications so you can see how it is. Let's do an email to myself so you can see how the notifications are on this Jelly Bean on the tablet. Testing. And we'll just do a real quick notification test on it. Alright, cool. So we're going to send a little email to myself. We'll send that, and that should receive here soon. So that way you guys get a look at what happens. So let's talk about what you get with this. It's CM10, obviously, and you're going to get Apollo, which Apollo is a great music app. If you have songs on your phone, it's sort of like Google Music, but for music that you have on your tablet. And I like it. It's great. It's fantastic. So that way I don't have to stream stuff when I can't stream. So I can dig that. So you get Apollo. Let's go into what's working. So tablets. Usually you wouldn't be able to use Google Play videos. If we allow access and we go to our TV shows, and you can see everything's very fast. I don't know. For me, it just feels so much faster than it was before. And that's maybe just me. So let me see if I sent that to myself. Yeah, I did. So there we go. So cool. So let's see. I ordered an episode of The Walking Dead, and let's see how well it plays. Now keep in mind, previous you weren't able to watch videos on a rooted tablet. So this is a nice thing that Google's, I guess, allowing you to do again, is to watch Google Play Movies. That's part of the reason why you buy a tablet. So this is great. So you can see it's absolutely working flawlessly, no issues. So it's nice to see that. So there you go, Google Play functioning on CM10. You get your gallery. You get your standard Google apps. You've got Google Chrome. You've got your Play Store. Your standard applications. YouTube, which everything works fantastic. Nothing new there. Let's take a look at this notification. I know we're jumping around here a little bit, but you can see how it is just like in. I'm gonna try to zoom up here, guys, because it's a little hard to film and do all this at once, but you can see it gives you a full description of the. It's not allowing me to do it. Usually you could pinch it, and I'm probably making myself look an ass. But you can pinch this, or you can't really expand that because I didn't put enough in there. But these are the notifications, and you can go back down, pull it back up, and then clear it out of the way. Anyhow, it works a little better than TMeows. Not the best description of notifications, but yet again, this is more of the tablet. You really can't compare this to a Nexus 7. You can't say, well, do I get a Xoom or do I get a Nexus 7? You can't compare. This is a 10-inch tablet. The format, the layout is more of a tablet than a phone. This is a Nexus 7 to me, just a smaller iteration. No doubt Nexus 7 is a fantastic tablet, but the format for me is still like Nexus. I wouldn't buy a N7 because I have it. I have the Nexus, not using that. And the tablet is great. I like the layout laying out like this. So yeah, so let's see what you get in the settings of the device. So you go into settings, and there's things that are not working here. Obviously some of the lock screen settings and system settings aren't working. Things that I noticed that aren't working. If I go to the status bar, notification bar, the LED flashlight, I can't get that to work even though it's checked off. The notification status bar, cannot get the battery style to change. So those are things that are not functioning yet, but it's not deal breakers. The lock screen, I haven't tried any of the targets. The weather does work. I'm sure the calendar works. That's cool. In performance settings, you do get, I'm actually overclocking this here as we speak, or not actually. You can overclock the 1700 is the overclocking that it can handle, which I wouldn't go any more than that. I keep mine at 14. Seems like it runs nice and stable. But yeah, you can see, if you've seen my review of EOS's compared to this, and I hate to keep going back to it, but this is just a great test build. It's very smooth. The transitions are snappy. Google Now is working. How far is New York from Florida? So that's cool, it's fast. Where is the closest pizzeria?
Getting directions.
So it's going to give me directions to Primo's too. Cool. Which is fast. That is super fast. What's the weather like in Biloxi, Mississippi?
It's 74 degrees with light rain in Biloxi. Here's the forecast for the next.
And that's fantastic. So we go to Google Now. Google Now is going to be pulled here. And then you're going to start seeing your cards show up. And I've been using this for a little bit. And you can see you can swipe them away, go back, and you can swipe this away or go this way. I don't want to swipe any of them away. I like keeping them there. They're pretty to look at. So that's that. Yeah, basically, I mean, everything's there. I think they just did a little more refinement on this particular build. It's great. It's only going to get better. I like to see what's going to happen once, and see, here's a card showing up right here. See? There's your cards right there. Isn't that so cool? So I'd like to see what happens as it gets better. But again, not making a comparison to Nexus 7 to this, but I think things look better on a 10-inch tablet. That's just me. Tablet should be 10 inches. I mean, pretty soon we're going to have phones that are huge, 6 inches. We already got the you know, the phablets like the Galaxy Notes floating around. So for me, I would say this is a great choice if you can snag up a Xoom. This is Google's baby, or original baby. It's got the same resolution as a Nexus 7, and they're probably pretty affordable. Minus, you know, it doesn't have a quad core, but Jelly Bean has the tendency of make everything a lot faster. But that's just what I think. You know, just trying to give you a brief rundown. I know we already did one, but this is CM10. Steady Hawkin has played a huge part in this. Thank the Cyajamod team. If you like what these guys do, consider donating to them. I'm Original Dobo, and y'all have a great night.